Hi everyone, hope you're doing well. I'm going to be going over what's coming up in week 6 here. So this week is pretty straightforward in that we are really, for the next few weeks, only going to be working on research logs and studios. In terms of reading, it will be the reading that you find for each research log. So our purpose in doing research logs is to slow down the research process so you're not finding all sources all at once in one night, and also that you learn how to use sources to fine-tune your topic and find more, even better sources going forward. So before you get started on this week's work, you needed to have done 2 things from last week. So you should have set up your research log Google Doc in your group folder. And you should also have done the evaluating sources CRAP Test Studio. Both of these are crucial to be able to move on to the research logs. When you go to research log 1, and this will be true for every research log, you'll see this yellow box here, and that will always tell you where you are going to be looking for your sources for the research logs. So for research log 1, you're getting started with finding 2 sources, okay? The first source will be an article that you have not already read in Bad Ideas About Writing, and your second source will be a in-depth article that you find from, however you want to find the in-depth article is fine. If you want to look through the Atkins library, that's fine. You could also go directly to a news source and search there, or you could do a Google search. Okay, so that's up to you. After research log 1, you're going to be just finding 1 source per research log until the final research log you once again find 2. So just always check right here for where you should be looking. So just like when you were setting up your research logs, the headings are really important to help organize the document, or else it can get pretty messy pretty quickly. So please make sure that you are following these instructions closely. The colors highlighted are just my way of accentuating that there are different headings that you need. I don't want you to use the colors yourself. They are just so that you can see the pattern of what's going to be, purple's always going to be a heading 3, etc. So please follow these instructions really closely. Everything you need to know about the assignment is there. And the instructions for each of the sections that you need to add. So if you follow these instructions here and then update your table of contents, and you're going to be submitting, you can see here, the link from your table of contents so that you can take me directly to your research log. That's really important, that for each research log, you're always going to be submitting the link from the table of contents. And what that does is it will take me directly to that point in your document. And this is very helpful once you start getting more and more research logs. Also know that when you get to research log 2, you are not starting another Google Doc. Okay, so for research log 2, you're finding a source using any of these links. So these each are their own little search engines, databases. So you're going to use, you're finding 1 source using any of these, okay? But you're going to add this on to the document that you already started so that we have 1 long research log document, okay? And then the instructions are the same for adding the different headings, and then for updating your table of contents, and for submitting your link. Okay, so do your best. I would set aside enough time for you to try out each of these. Each of them are a little different to be searching in. So for example, right here is where you would search this journal for topics for your topic, and you really have to play around a lot with the keywords. That's where people get most frustrated, is they think there's nothing out there, I'm not finding anything. there is definitely stuff out there on all of your topics. So I have looked through all of your topics. You did a great job coming up with those guiding questions. And now it's the practice, you learn the practice of playing around, trying out many, many different search terms until you can figure out which are the ones that are turning up the kind of information that you want. Okay, so for this one, you can see you need to just look for where can you search within the journal, and you would there, and just using Google to search just within that journal. Okay, so each of those is going to do that a little bit differently. Okay, and then on Friday, once everyone has turned in, or actually, yeah, for Friday, let me get back to where we are here. You're going to do your first peer response. Okay, so everyone will have be done with their research log 1. So your job is going to be to look at the people in your group's research log 1 and then comment on it using the Google Comments feature. If you're not sure how to do that, there is a link there to show you. But you're going to focus on the summaries and the editor's introduction and editor's commentary, and add at least 2 comments to each of your group members' Google Doc. Okay, and then by the end of the day on Friday, you are also turning in this Studio on peer review. This is really important because it lays the foundation for how you should be approaching peer review in this class. And that's a little bit different than maybe what you've been told about peer review or how you've experienced it in the past. If you've had bad experiences with peer review, a lot of students find this Studio to be a relief, and that they are encouraged to approach it in a way that's a lot less stressful. All right, so that's it for the week. Please let me know if you have any questions, and I hope you all have a great week.